For the next few seconds, prepare yourself for a descent into a nightmare far deeper and far more disturbing than what you thought you knew about Freddy Krueger, because in this video you will discover a new theory so dark, so unnervingly logical, and so relentlessly haunting that once it embeds itself in your mind, you will never see this iconic horror figure the same way again. As we unravel the forgotten origins, the hidden clues scattered through the films, the psychological implications behind his existence, and the disturbing possibility that Freddy was never truly defeated but instead evolved into something far more terrifying. Something that watches, something that feeds, something that might be closer to you than your own dreams. Stay until the end, because once the full picture is revealed, you will understand why many horror experts believe Freddy Krueger may not be fictional at all. The story begins with a chilling re-examination of the timeline surrounding Freddy's supposed downfall, as countless fans have accepted the surface-level narrative of his destruction without questioning the strange inconsistencies that appear from film to film. The small details that seem almost intentionally placed a hint that Freddy was not merely returning through nightmares, but perhaps using them as a doorway, as if he had found a method to slip between realities, drifting from dream to dream like a parasite searching for a permanent host. This theory suggests that Freddy's power did not come only from fear or memory, but from something beneath both. Something connected to the collective unconscious, a plane of existence where forgotten terrors drift like shadows, waiting to be reawakened. As you dive deeper into this idea, the unsettling notion emerges that Freddy might not be a single entity at all, but a manifestation of something older, a nightmare archetype that predates any human story, reshaping itself across generations, choosing new faces, new names, new methods, yet always returning with the same purpose: to feed on the emotional residue left behind by trauma, grief, and unspoken fears. Under this interpretation, the Freddy Krueger we know is merely the most recent version of a phenomenon that has existed long before Elm Street was ever built, long before Springwood became a symbol of suburban dread, and long before any child learned to fear the dark. This theory gains strength when examining how Freddy's abilities evolve with each return, shifting from human-like attacks to metaphysical manipulations that defy traditional logic, as if each act of fear, each memory whispered about him, each nightmare experienced by the innocent or the guilty adds another layer to his power, allowing him to shape environments, twist reality, and manipulate time within the dream world with increasing sophistication. The idea forms that Freddy may be growing smarter, hungrier, and more strategic with every reappearance, no longer the reckless killer from the beginning but an intelligent force, adapting with chilling intent. The emotional core of this theory lies in the horrifying possibility that Freddy does not hunt randomly but selectively, targeting individuals who carry deep wounds, unresolved guilt, childhood trauma, suppressed memories, because those psychological fractures serve as open doors, cracks in the psyche through which he can slip, crawl, and eventually anchor himself. This paints Freddy not merely as a monster but as a reflection of the pain people try to bury, the fear they refuse to acknowledge, the shadows they pretend are gone even though they still linger at the edges of their lives. He becomes a symbol of everything we fail to confront, everything we avoid, everything we hide behind a forced smile or a silent night. As this narrative continues, it becomes clear that Freddy's return in modern theories is not fueled by nostalgia but by a disturbing truth. The world is more fearful now than ever before. Anxiety, stress, isolation, insomnia, these have become universal experiences, and according to the theory, this widespread emotional turmoil creates the perfect environment for an entity like Freddy to grow stronger, more present, and more capable of slipping into the minds of those who are most vulnerable. It becomes a haunting commentary on the state of society, suggesting that Freddy resurfaces not because of sequels or reboots but because fear itself has reached levels unseen in decades. The analysis then shifts to the eerie idea that Freddy no longer needs a physical connection to Elm Street or the town of Springwood, because the digital age has created new avenues for him to travel. Through stories, memes, videos, dreams triggered by online content, and the constant sharing of his imagery, he becomes omnipresent, spreading not through geography but through collective imagination, making every person who engages with his legend a potential new target. In this chilling interpretation, watching a single scene, remembering a single moment, or even hearing his name could be enough to grant him access to the subconscious, where he waits patiently for the right emotional weakness to strike. The theory grows even darker when considering the recurrence of dream paralysis events reported by countless people around the world, many of whom describe shadowy figures, burning sensations, or a terrifying presence watching from the corner of the room, phenomena that align disturbingly well with Freddy's established methods. Could it be that the nightmare entity is finding cracks in reality through the fragile moments between sleep and consciousness? Could these reports be modern echoes of an ancient fear that Freddy simply adopted for himself? As the video reaches its climax, everything converges into one horrifying conclusion: Freddy Krueger may not merely be a horror character, but a vessel for a universal nightmare, one that grows with attention, with fear, with belief, and with every whispered story told in a dark room. The more we talk about him, the more we fear him, the more we imagine him, the stronger he becomes. And if this theory is true, then the act of watching this very video may be giving him precisely what he wants: a doorway into your mind, a spark in your imagination, a lingering shadow in your next dream. And now, as this journey comes to an end, remember this unsettling truth: nightmares don't need permission to enter. They only need a moment of vulnerability, a sleepless night, or a single thought that refuses to go away. If you enjoyed this terrifying breakdown and want more haunting theories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and spread the fear by sharing this video with others. Sweet dreams. If Freddy lets you sleep tonight,